Hello, everybody. This is Soniv.
And this is WaveofShadow coming at you live, bringing you the AHGL semifinal game, EA versus Google, Dota 2. This is going to be really, really awesome.
Yeah, man, I am a super huge fan of Dota 2. I've played this game for so many. Okay, I can't actually do that.
You can't even keep it up.
I can't even
All right,
keep it.
April Fool. All right, anyway,
Oh,
Ben's
we're
picks.
so clever.
Yeah, we are. All right, so we got a whole bunch of bands coming out already. Darius Rumblecalli's in. What to say about those? Darius, you don't see banned quite as often anymore.
He's just such an annoying champion. People really don't like facing him. He can just build straight health, and if you try and gank him, someone's gonna die. It's just gonna happen. Like I hate Darius. So I mean, I'm not that surprised to see him banned out. There are a lot of champions right now that are ban worthy, I think. And if there are people who know how to play him, then he's definitely something that's deserving. Rumble ban, I'm a little surprised at. He did get nerfed recently. It wasn't a huge nerf.
Yeah, it wasn't that big,
but it was a decent nerf. Like, I mean, I think
he needed it. No, he
Right.
he needed it. I love Rumble, but he needed it. That ult, man.
Akali banned out. That's coming. That's going straight for Gasty. Gasty
Is it
loves...
Yorick ban?
Ooh.
Huh. I
don't know what to say about that.
can't say I saw that coming. Interesting.
Yeah,
And a Kale ban. That's a little more.
Not so
You know
bad.
what's interesting, actually? We don't see Raven Knight's favorite champion banned. No Vi banned. So that's going to be interesting. And Gasty has a whole, like, none of his... does he play Akali even?
Yes, he is a very, very...
Is this good? Okay, because I was going to say, I think we've seen him play Cat and Eve and...
Yep.
Who else?
I don't know. Not probably just Cat and Eve.
All right, well, anyway. And so, yeah, I guess a few targeted bands going out there. So now we're going to get into the picks. And I wouldn't be surprised if we'd see a Lux.
Why? Why?
I don't even think she's, like, literally every game now. Huh?
I know. She's so popular.
It's ridiculous.
And she is just very, very good. Like, she just has so much zone control, so much range. But I don't think we'll see that coming out from Gasty. We may see like something like Diana or Katarina. I mean, he still does like Katarina, just because he does like those assassin mids. And Diana is getting really, really popular. For anyone who's been watching LCS, I mean, she's been popular for a while, but she's been played pretty much every game, like by Dignitas, just because she is so very strong.
Yeah, she's incredibly strong. It's pretty ridiculous. And I mean, I've said the ult thing about 100 times now. No point saying it again. Taco Storm, have a look at it. I don't even think, and he's not on the team, I don't think, but still. Anyway, so yeah, still. What?
Sorry, just wait. We're waiting on. There we go.
There it is.
Vi.
Oh, there it is.
Raven
There's
Knight's
the
gonna
Vi
be on
pick.
Vi.
Yep.
Love it. Love it. I love seeing Raven Knight's Vi. He really just has a great mastering of that champion. I can't play her, but Raven Knight can.
I think someone there was a discussion happening once again. Shameless plug for Team Liquid. I think there was a discussion happening. I think on why Skarner wasn't played anymore, and someone was comparing. They were saying, Skarner's not played anymore because his ultimate, suppression can be flashed out of now, and it was made a little bit weaker because of that. And Vi is essentially a better champion than him for, every conceivable reason. But I can't say I necessarily agreed with that because they seem very different to me. But
well, there's been a swap onto a lot of carry-heavy junglers. So like Vi, Xin Zhao is why he's popular. Jarvan, can't remember another one off the top of my head, but that's why champions such as like Amumu and Maokai have fallen out of favor, and Skarner too. They're very supporty junglers. They don't do as much bruiser damage, so that's why those aren't being picked as often. We do see Google grabbing Tristana and Elise. Elise, obviously, a huge lane bully, still very, very good. And Tristana, I've always loved her. And I love
Google?
Yes, for Google.
Okay.
What?
Gasty?
Oh, Gassy ZA. Oh! I told you. I told you.
You do this every time, bro.
I do it every time. For EA, they picked up Tristana and Elise.
All right, so Tristana and Elise. Elise, again, incredibly strong, abusive top lane champion, probably top lane. Doesn't necessarily have to be, could be played in the jungle. And Tristana, with the advent of, again, we've probably said this every week she's been picked, but with the improvement of Blade of the Ruined King, her sort of notoriously weak, later early to mid-game is almost eliminated. And apparently Max Q on her has become more popular.
That's what I like to do. I'm not sure how many how many people actually do that. Actually, I just noticed that Bigglebuns actually opted for Tristana and not Misfortune, because we have seen Bigglebuns in the past play Misfortune, and now Google has grabbed her along with Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu and MF. That's not a combination that I'm actually used to seeing. Because MF, I mean, she doesn't exactly have an escape, but she's got a little more speed than a bunch of, like, just natural speed than a bunch of the other carries. And, I mean, Lulu's got amazing peel. And, oh, look at this Zyra.
Ooh, we haven't seen a Zyra in a long time.
So where's she going?
I believe Messiah plays support Zyra.
Is Messiah in this game?
On EA's team.
Oh, my God. I was like...
Dude.
I was thinking about... No. You know
I
was thinking Messiah, like Twisted Fate Messiah.
Like, yeah,
I was like,
no.
is he...
No, Messiah 14 plays.
Do we have a Smurf in this game or something? We have, like, pro players in here?
No.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, no, Messiah. Messiah 14.
I believe he plays Zyra support. So it'll be Zyra Tristana bottom. Not the most synergistic composition, but if you land a good route on Zyra, then Tristana, if you're going for that early game, can definitely get some damage out. Or if you want to just farm with Tristana, Zyra does offer that the route along with the slow plants. Really just makes lane very, very safe. So it's not a bad combo. For the Lulu MF bottom, it's a very aggressive lane. It's very bully heavy. I mean, MF so good in lane, and Lulu is just ridiculously aggressive the entire game.
I'm honestly a little bit surprised at the Jace pick because we haven't seen him again really since his nerf months ago. What do you make of that?
It could be a Jace mid. I've seen a few people run that lately. It is very strong still, especially with the short lane. Jace with his...
oh, you mean like that game yesterday we played?
Yeah, that game yesterday.
Do you remember that one?
Where I got owned? Yeah.
That was a good game.
But he with his speed boost, not only from his ultimate, but from his E, he's really, really safe mid lane, and he's very poke heavy. And with the many bruisers we've seen lately, season 3 in mid, he fits there very, very, very well.
Yeah, it seems as though EA is sort of running a soft poke comp, and that they don't have a lot of Aurelion, and there's the Lux. Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Every time. So I was gonna say EA is running. It looks like they're running a soft poke comp. They've got Tristana's got to level up to poke properly, but she can still get it. Elise has that stun. Zyra has a root. Jace has acceleration gate, shock blast.
Yep.
So not super hard poke comp like we're used to seeing from like the Nidalees and Ezreals, but a poke comp nonetheless. And so Google looking to sort of...
Kha'Zix.
Oh. Yeah, there it is. That fits with the poke for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, Kha'Zix does have a decent amount of poke, but I mean, I'm going to think it's probably going to be Kha'Zix mid and Jace top then. So Jace would be, picked against the Elise, I would assume. Oh no, Jace is with Elise. Good lord, I'm just dropping it everywhere. I'm sorry. Alright, so just pick these, yeah, EA is going for a pseudo poke-ish comp, and if you look at Google's team, they do have a lot of control. They've got Lux light binding, they've got Lulu with all of her utility, but they also have Vi and Aurelia to be able to, be that bruiser role that can jump in on Bigglebuns as Tristana. So
yeah, I was gonna say I really, really actually like that, and I think those Vi and Aurelia picks are very, very good because there's nothing more that Lux wants in a team fight. Has to be able to sit back at max range and fire off an ult every 20 seconds.
Right.
And Vi and Aurelia are going to enable that for sure.
Yeah, and especially with Lulu being on protection duty for both Misfortune and Lux. Yeah, I do like Google's team comp right now, but I like the poke comp coming out from EA as well.
Yeah, I think again this is one of those games where thankfully I don't think it's going to come down to champion select. I'd like to say that this is going to be a fairly even game between two amazingly skilled teams, and it's really just going to come out to which team plays better in the end.
Yeah, and I agree. I really love seeing when it comes down to execution. What EA has to be careful of is the hard engage from Ravenite and Frozen Fire, because, as we've been saying, that poke comp is really about objectives. They want to get towers and then leave. And they can fight. They have a decent team fight, but they are a much stronger team to take down towers. Like late game, Tristana tears apart towers with that range, and with just sheer damage, she just tears it up. And if she gets jumped on, that's going to spell danger for EA. Hello.
Definitely so. Oh, yeah, sorry, I was taking a drink and I had muted my mic and I had to blow my nose and whatnot because I'm a sickie.
Oh,
But anyway,
so
yeah, so we're just finishing off these, I guess people are doing their masters and whatnot, and I'm kind of excited to get into the, you know, the summoners and the runes and all that business. But noticeably Gasti playing that, he's going to be playing that roaming mid, and Kha'Zix's very, very scary if allowed to roam. He farms exceptionally well as soon as he gets that, his missiles upgraded, and he can just head all over the map, stealth in, jump on a carry, and, you know, Tomato Orange could be dead before it can even react.
Yep, and I really should, talk to Gassy and see how does he play assassins, because he is so good at them. We've seen him on Eve, we've seen him on Katarina, and now we're seeing him on Kha'Zix. He loves those champs that he can just jump in and tear a carry apart. He doesn't care if he lives through that, but he just gets his job done, and he does it well. So I'm really looking forward to him playing that mid champion.
Yep, definitely going to see how that goes. So just finishing up now, and so I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking about, getting into the mid game now. Assuming that now, I mean, I think the poke comp from EA again probably isn't going to hit full strength until Bigglebuns can reach decent levels. So what is Google going to have to do to sort of prevent EA from getting to that point? That's really like almost every game we've seen in the AHGL where Tristana was picked. It seems as though, like, I mean, if I'm not remembering correctly, but as far as I know, Tristana was generally picked these sort of late-game team comps, and they never really get to that point because the other team is usually able to shut them down before that Tristana reaches critical mass. Am I right?
You're not wrong. I believe you are correct, but what Google does need to do, they need to force objectives early. They need to force team fights, because I really do believe that Google has the better team fight team, especially for the mid-game. And so if they can get objectives early on and get that lead and keep it, then they can keep pressuring, keep forcing different objectives, keep forcing team fights, and try and get EA to fall behind more and more. The issue is that EA also does have strong lanes, so it's going to take a lot of coordination, I think, from Google's part to actually make that happen. Yeah,
and I mean, another thing is that I feel like it's also going to rely a lot on Ravenite and how well he's going to do in the early game, because I mean, Frozen Fire may or may not be involved in a lot of the early to mid-game play until something happens with the top tower and or dragon fights and whatnot. So it's going to come down to Ravenite sort of performing that early dive, but then at the same time EA's got a lot of disengage. They've got roots, Bigglebuns can jump away, they've got stuns, Nerevar can always knock Ravenite away. It may be a little difficult for that dive to actually happen in a team fight, and EA may be able to position properly so that Google can't get that dive off.
Yep, and now we can just jump into Summoners right now, and it's a Elise jungle.
It is an Elise jungle, and that makes things pretty interesting because she's a very, very strong jungler. She gets that extra movement speed from her spider form, and she has that repel where she can just sort of jump in from quite a ways away. I was going to say, speaking of jumping in from quite a ways away, I'm kind of disappointed we don't see Zach.
Yeah, oh well. What can you do?
Yeah, not a great deal.
Elise was played this weekend in the LCS. I can't for the life of me remember who played her. But it really showed how strong coming out of the jungle. Her ganks are amazing. And even going into the mid-game and later game, with the less farm that she gets from the jungle, she still did really, really well. So I'm excited to see how Zyril actually plays her.
Yep. So both AD carries picking up cleanse. Again, not particularly surprising considering there's a fair amount of CC from both teams. KT Flash actually opting for barrier rather than ignite.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm fairly sure there's an obvious reason for that. What is it?
Well, I mean, we've seen it every time we've seen a Lux, or not every time, but many times we've seen a Lux lately. Barrier is just such a great summoner on her. She doesn't like to be close to people. And if they do get close to her, especially with someone like Gasti on Kha'Zix, she's going to want to pop that barrier and survive so that she can get further away and just deal her damage from the back. You were saying earlier that Lux likes to stay in the back, just dance around, get all that stuff done, but if she gets jumped on, she needs to be able to survive as well. And she doesn't really want to be in range for the Ignite, so yeah, it's a great summoner on her.
Yep, definitely so. Now, I just wanted to look into the runes of the junglers for a minute, because I wanted to just have a look and see what Ravenite's going to be doing, and it looks as though, I'm looking in here, he's actually running what appears to be his full AD rune page. So he's got attack damage, quintessences, and marks, and running armor and magic resist. And I mean, I'm honestly surprised because I feel like Vi is one of those champions that sort of benefits from a little bit of attack speed in the jungle, but I guess he's going to go to try to be that really abusive diving jungler and rely on his items to make him tanky.
Yep, he's also going 14-15-1 in the Masteries. A nice little hybrid of offense and defense. I want to see what Zyral's running. He is going, move speed quince with split pen reds.
That's very interesting.
I like it. And then for his Masteries, he's going full offense with emphasis, obviously, on the magic damage, and then 9 defense.
Yeah, who needs defense? If you're playing a jungler these days, you want to do as much damage as possible, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do love seeing the AP jungler coming out. I mean, they're rare nowadays, but they're so much fun. I love seeing them.
You know who I miss seeing in the jungle?
Who's that?
Evelyn.
No.
I miss it.
Oh.
I played with a pretty good jungle Evelyn the other day too.
I can't.
I was very impressed.
Deal with it.
Why?
I hate Evelyn.
One day I'll convert you.
I doubt it.
How about we trade? I'll pick up Karma and you can pick up Evelyn, okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right, and now once again my absolute most favorite time of the day, skin analysis.
There's not many.
No, you know what? There aren't, but there's enough to make me see that there's a definite advantage in favor of one of the teams here, and that's going to be EA, because I mean they got Mecha Kha'Zix, they got Debonair Jace. Just look at that man.
Oh,
look at
so
him,
classy.
His handsome face and Wildfire Zyra. As a Zyra player, what do you think? Wildfire or natural skin Zyra?
Natural.
Why?
So I just like it better. Okay, so fun fact: Jace's art. I found this out at PAX this past weekend. Jace's art was drawn or was done by Riot Silver, and apparently looks exactly like Riot Silver.
Really?
Yeah.
So was Jace designed to look like him, or is it just this specific? Like, was Jace, because I guess this skin, or at least the art, looks maybe a little bit different from the regular Jace look. So is this specific skin, like this specific splash art, just look like him, or is it Jace in general?
I'm not sure. I didn't remember until just now, so I haven't actually taken a look at it.
Little known fact: Miss Fortune was actually designed to look exactly like Riot Taco Storm.
Oh, is that true?
Yep.
Fancy. Oh, we see a Yarius walking.
Oh, Yarius is gonna get hit by the spider. Gasty, Big Ol' Bun, Zyro, they're all coming, getting hit by the binding and actually blowing a flash. That's an early flash. Yarius getting out of there. He was playing very, very ballsy. He had to get in there. He'd shot off a glitter lance, and I mean that was just about all he was able to do before having to flash out.
Yeah,
and,
well, he did want to get the ward down in that Wraith bush right there, but it was actually really smart, obviously, for him to shoot that glitter lance to make sure first. And unfortunately, there's not enough CC coming out from EA to be able to lock him down. I'm not sure.
Zyril actually, I was going to say, Zyril picking up the Volatile Spiderling rather than Cocoon first, because again, having to jungle, it's a little more difficult if you have to start with the stun first. They might have been able to pick up that kill if he'd had the stun, but then it really would have severely weakened his jungle if not. So that's why it's always good to sort of maybe wait on that primary spell when you get started.
Yeah, and just nothing else fancy other than that. Frozen Fire actually opting to, with KT Flash, take the Wolves, going to be able to get a little bit of an advantage on that top lane, while Ravenite himself takes out the raids, and the Golem's taken out by the bot lane. So all of the camps being consumed right there.
Yep. So basically, yeah, they're all just sort of taking their own respective camps. They're going to head down. Ravenite opting to start that red buff first, which I can't see because of that ever so lovely spectator bug, but he's going to pick that up. Got that red buff, and I wonder if he's just going to head down to the bottom lane right away, or if he's going to go head elsewhere and try to go up and pick up his blue.
I was wondering why he was just punching the thin air.
Punching thin air, yeah.
So now Tomato Orange taking a little bit of damage just from straight Biggle Buns, but I mean, it's just going to be general trading for now, I guess. I'm not expecting any increased aggression in general, while Zyril moving up to his red buff. And Frozen Fire actually throwing down a ward into that tri-bush. He does not want to get ganked early on.
Yeah, and it looks as though there was a sort of a ping that went down. I'm pretty sure that EA knows that there's going to be a ward there. So he's coming around. Zyro's coming around, and that was definitely seen. Frozen Fire definitely saw that coming. He's coming around. He's probably going to back off a bit. They're actually going to try counter gank. Ravenite coming up. Frozen Fire acting as though he doesn't know it's there, so he's going to really bait this. This is going to be very, very interesting. We might actually see a first blood before the 4-minute mark. I'm really excited right now. The tension is building.
EA is not aware that Ravenite is here. This could be... Frozen Fire is going to bait it. Here it comes, I think.
Yeah, there it is. There's the attack. Ravenite coming in. He's charged up. There he goes. Gets the punch in on Nerevar. Nerevar chunked to about half health. We need just a little bit more damage. Nerevar having to flash out the Ignite going to take, and now Zyrule under fire here from Ravenite and Frozen Fire. Both of them going to get out with that repel. Actually, Zyrule going back in, thinking he's able to take out Frozen Fire and having to blow out a flash. I'm not really sure why he chose to repel in there when it was still a 2v1.
I think that was a bit of a misclick. I've done that before where you're just hitting E too fast. Oh, and bot lane, quite a bit of damage going down onto Messiah and Bigglebun.
Yeah, Yarius being incredibly aggressive. Tomato Orange just needs to get in there, get a couple of auto attacks up. He tries to get that bounce off Messiah, maybe to get one attack. One more attack on a Bigglebun's probably would have done it, but Bigglebun's is able to get out okay. And so Google successfully forcing first blood, actually going top lane. I'm sorry, I missed that. Zyrule sticking around way too long. Frozen Fire and Ravenite taking him out really, really quickly.
Yeah, and Ravenite did pick that one up. That's going to be really nice in the jungle, getting that increased bit of gold, just, you know, clear faster and get even stronger ganks. And mid lane, KT Flash doing an okay job against Ghasty. I mean, he does have a whole bunch of potions. I think it's 2 potions left still. Oh, Ghasty jumping in, yeah. KT Flash does have 2 potions. He does want to be able to keep up that sustain, and he has the Fairy Charm for mana, but he's going to end up running out. I believe Ghasty's going to start getting a bit more aggressive really, really soon.
Yeah, the whole thing about Kha'Zix is he definitely takes a little while to ramp up in his damage. So KT Flash can sort of get that abuse down before Ghasty has a chance to really farm up, then he might be okay. But then again, of course, you know, as Lux levels up, her wave clearing ability becomes absolutely ridiculous. So eventually she'll just be able to hang back, clear the wave, and not go anywhere near Ghasty.
Yeah, and you can see that Ravenite actually grabbing the Kindle Gem really, really early instead of a damage item. I believe that's going to turn into a locket very, very early. Oh, Nerevar taking a whole bunch of punishment top from Frozen Fire, and we do see Zyrule coming in. He wants his gank, but KT Flash did see it, and it looks like Ravenite might want to counter gank again.
Yeah. That's really, really smart play. You don't always want to let the enemy jungler know that you saw them. You might, if you think you're stronger, and I mean in this case, obviously Ravenite is stronger, they might want to just sort of make that happen and set the counter gank. This time, obviously, they opted not to.
Yeah, and KT Flash, there was a ping going down, I think, from Zyrule, so KT Flash going to get jumped on right here.
There's the stun landing perfectly. Zyrule getting in, jumping on top of him. KT Flash getting, flashing. Ghasty Flash actually is able to pick up that kill with the counter flash, and now it is 1-1. Score is tied, and the gold score is once again even. Bottom lane. In becomes Ravenite. Bigglebun's just able to jump out in time. Messiah, though, is really being slowed by that red buff. Messiah actually flashing back in for some reason. I'm thinking that might have been a little bit of a misclick.
Oh, but we see some people coming down top or bottom from EA. It looks like Zyrule wants to get a little bit of a counter gank on this, and Yarius, landing the Glitter Lance perfectly. Oh, but Ghasty wants blood. He wants to
they want to dive this so badly. They want to dive it. They're trying to push the wave out, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Ghasty's going to port back, and they're not going to get the dive today.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Messiah flashed back in. I am assuming it was a misclick, but...
Or maybe he was just trying to emulate Messiah.
No, stop it.
Diving, being on the turret.
He didn't have a zone yet.
I don't know. I'm stretching with that one. What can I say?
Okay. KT Flash actually grabbing a Tear the Goddess. As well as the Cloth Armor, which is definitely something you want to do against someone like Kha'Zix mid. So yeah, definitely playing that correctly, and he's just going to keep spamming his abilities with that tier and just be the super annoying champion that Lux is mid. And what did Ghasty also picking up the tier of the Goddess. So yep, a lot of mana going in mid lane.
Yeah, I just like to direct your attention. Look at the ward coverage from EA right now. Look
so
at the
good.
entrances. Look at all the entrances and exits completely covered, and there's going to be no ganks at this rate. Oh my god, look at all that damage going down to KT Flash. That burst. KT Flash is getting his shield up a little bit too late, and so now KT Flash could have to play really, really safe, because one more burst combo like that, and Flash will go down.
Yep, and that certainly is the danger with laning against a Kha'Zix. He can just jump right on you so easily, especially once he gets a little bit more damage, and that mana sustain, he's going to be able to keep doing it.
Raven being taken down a little bit low from his own red buff. He's still going to keep farming up. Those wraiths taking him down. Like he's got to be really careful. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but dying to jungle mobs in a game like this. We don't want that to happen.
You did it. Good job, Ravenite.
Ooh,
Took down the raid boss.
Biting my nails on this one. Do a little dance for us.
And so far, just looking at the farm real quick, it's fairly even across the board. Frozen Fire does have a bit of lead, but that can be attributed to the early kill they got on Nerevar early on. And in the jungle, Ravenite rather, doing a very, very good job of staying ahead of Zyril, and a lot of punishment going down on a Tomato Orange and Yarius bottom, but I mean, Big Ol' Buns did jump away. He's now really low mana.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough mana to really sort of try and finish them off in a burst combo when they hit 6. So Tomato Orange, I mean, not in a whole lot of danger. He's actually thinking, you know, maybe he can stick around to try and bait this up. And oh no, Yari's getting caught. Zyril's going to come in and land the stun. This might be a very, very dead support. Lulu, Zyril going to jump in, and the exhaust going down. He's actually going to try and land on Lulu, but there it is. There's a kill. Tomato Orange, Zyril eating a whole bunch of turret ticks. Tomato Orange is so very below. The stun missing from Zyril. Tomato Orange just barely, barely surviving, and now the whole team is coming down to try and finish him off. Tomato Orange needs to run as far as he can, except Gassy now turning around. They're opting not to dive in the end, and Tomato Orange is barely living to fight another day.
I really believe that they could have dove that. I mean, both KT Flash and Ravenite were not in any position to help out. Oh, and the bullet time barely not killing Messiah bottom. Oh, and we do... Oh no, Zyril is behind.
Tomato Orange gonna have to kill himself. He's gonna have to kill himself. He's gonna get it off. There's one more, and there it is.
Well played. Always a good plan if you have to. And Ravenite is now mid. He wants Gassy.
I don't know if he's going to get it. There's the suppression go down. And Gassy just barely getting out of the light binding. Oh my goodness. If that light binding hit, that was one dead bug.
Yeah, that was a perfectly timed jump. Just barely getting away. KT Flash missing everything because of it.
Yep, and this is, I mean, there's a lot of, in general, like, missed skill shots that I wouldn't have sort of expected to miss this game.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing, but, like, I was, honestly, like, when I was watching bottom lane, I was watching the bullet time go off, and I thought for a minute that he was going for the minion wave. Because of just the view of my camera. Like, I thought he was just standing to the right of the minion wave, and somehow he missed the minion wave, and I was like, whoa, what is he trying to do? Oh, here comes Zyril coming in on top of KT Flash, going to try and land on that stun, missing the stun. He's going to get the repel off, but I think it might just be too much for KT Flash, blowing the barrier, and this is, I think they're going to be able to dive this, no problem. Oh, they're actually opting not to, even though Zyril's at full health. Once again, I guess they're really opting to try and play a safe game here. I mean, poke comps, yeah, generally you don't want to dive, but I don't know, they could be playing a little riskier, I would think.
Yeah, that is true, but you make a good point. With EA's team, they do want to play safe. They want to get to the late game as unscathed as they can because, I mean, Big Ol' Buns is going to be able to do a lot late game. And as long as EA can survive early game and not completely feed, then I think they'll be in a good position. So they are opting for a more, you know, passive play style so that they don't have to, you know, or accidentally give up kills.
Yep, and overall the farm is, I mean, pretty even, so that's pretty much exactly what EA wants right now.
Yep. Top lane, though, Frozen Fire is doing, I mean, he's about even with Nerevar, but, I mean, Aurelia, who just gets to free farm all game, it gets really, really scary in team fights.
Definitely so. And incoming Zyril's been absolutely relentless this game. Just trying to make stuff happen all over the place. He wants to try and maybe make something happen in terms of a lane gank, but it's going to be real hard to take down that Aurelia, as tanky as she is. So we're going to have to see, is Zyril going to be able to make something happen here, especially since Ravenite is nowhere nearby right now for the counter gank.
Yeah, but Frozen Fire has no wards. They do, I mean, Google does have a ward right around the top banana bush in mid. So they did see Gassy when he moved up, but I don't think he's not going to know that Zyril is walking in here.
No, definitely not. I mean, I think Frozen Fire probably imagines that something is up now. The fact that Nerevar is pushing the lane so very, very hard, and so Frozen Fire getting pushed onto the turret. And, I mean, in general, they probably don't want to dive Frozen Fire. Oh, there's the stun. They're not going to be able to dive on top of the turret. Frozen Fire flashes out, and that's going to be the end of that gank.
That's definitely worth it, though. I mean, Zyril did not waste much time at all. They were able to burn Frozen Fire's flash very, very easily, and Zyril is going to hang around. Frozen Fire still has no wards here. He doesn't know that Zyril still is definitely here.
Yeah, I mean, Zyril basically, I mean, if he is able to hit that stun again, he's been pretty on with the stuns. I gotta say, oh, the ult going down bottom line, Messiah landing that, the jump going down, Big Ol' Buns trying to get that ult off, but Yari's getting the ultimate off on Tomato Orange just in time. The cleanse on Big Ol' Buns is going to be enough. Ravenite coming in, and down goes Yari's, but Raven is able to kill Big Ol' Buns, and now it's probably going to be a 2-for-1 because Messiah is not going to be able to escape. Top lane, we actually saw the gank happen at the exact same time. I missed that because bottom lane action was happening, but it looks as though Zyril and Nerevar were able to bait out Frozen Fire and take him down.
Yeah, and we may see Google either swing to the dragon or up to this bottom tower because Nerevar and Zyril are going to take this top tower out, and that's going to be a lot more map control, more just general control for EA, which is definitely working for their advantage, especially with a push comp. If you get objectives early, it's really, really good. But yep, Google is swinging down, going to grab this dragon very, very easily, no problem.
Yep, so again, despite the kill lead, we are seeing actually, again, still very, very even in gold 13 minutes in.
Yeah, I was really sad that I couldn't swing up to that action top lane.
Too much going on at once. I mean,
Yeah.
you pretty much got to choose when something like that happens, you know? What can you do? What can you do? Poor defenseless camera guy.
Oh, okay, KT Flash did grab that Seeker's Arm Guard. Definitely, obviously a good plan against any assassin mid. But
Right.
also grabbing a Cage's lucky pick.
Huh.
He's going for that Morello's.
Oh, Morello's rather than Athene's. Why
Yes.
would you, in general, run that on Lux?
I believe it. I mean, it has more ability power than Athene's does. Lux doesn't necessarily. I mean, definitely doesn't need the AP. Oh, Tomato Orange taking.
I was
or
gonna
not,
say.
Sorry, not AP. MR. There's not much magic damage at all coming from EA's team. So Morello's just in general is very, very good. It gives a lot of CDR, which is really good on Lux. Nerevar taking a whole bunch of damage up top from Frozen Fire. He can't fight her one-on-one anymore.
No, not so much. And I mean, again, Frozen Fire, this is exactly what he's wanted. He's been able to keep his farm up. Actually, has the most CS in the game right now, and so is already gotten really, really tanky. Got a Giant's Belt, got a Chain Vest, stacking up that armor against the AD of EA. And it's going to be already going to be very, very difficult to kill after that gank.
Yep, and KT Flash, yep, clearing out that mid lane, gonna grab this blue buff, no problem. Frozen Fire just gonna keep shoving top. I mean, his tower's down, but I don't, he's not really afraid at all right now. I mean, he did just get ganked, but he's feeling pretty safe.
I was going to say, you know what, I was thinking about this, like, you know, the junglers have been so, you know, generally safe just farming their own jungle. And you know why I just realized? Because Bully's not in this game. We're so used to casting games with Bully in it, with jungle invasions and, you know, stealing of blue buffs and whatnot. I was like, these junglers are just like, you know, they're farming their own jungles, no problem. No one cares about them.
Well, I mean, Zyril was being really aggressive. When EA had all the wards in jungle, oh jeez. But yeah, when all the wards were in Google's jungle, Zyril was being, you know, very invasion heavy. But he just really couldn't make much happen. He was trying, he was very active, but he couldn't make too much happen.
Yeah, bottom lane, Bigglebun's on the side being fairly abusive. Yarius, I mean, Tomato Orange almost out of mana. Yarius at about half health. There's not a whole lot they're going to be able to do. The gank coming up top lane, except Rosenfire is definitely going to see it coming this time. Zyril is not going to be able to get a kill this time around.
Yeah, Tomato Orange is holding on to.
Oh, I might have spoken too soon. There's the stun. He barely missing Frozen Fire with a really good dodge. Zyril going to try and jump in, but Frozen Fire has not got the turret. I don't know. Is he going to be able to stop from happening? There's the repel actually getting down. Frozen Fire's got to run for his life now. Zyril just got to get a couple more spells off. Needs to land that stun. Frozen Fire's going to turn on and fight. Now Zyril's a little bit strong. He's got that percentage. Frozen Fire actually turning it down, turning it around on Zyril, able to take out that spider, and I mean just pulling it out of the absolute last second when he realized he had to turn and fight. I'm almost wondering why he didn't turn and fight from the beginning if he knew he could take him out.
Oh, Ravenite, he tried to dash over this wall here and just couldn't move. Oh, but he is going to come, he's going to...
Oh, there it is. There's the ultimate going down on Bigglebuns, and the bullet time. Absolutely fantastic. And I mean, Bigglebuns was able to jump out, but I think Ravenite might be able to catch up. Is he going to be able to catch up with that Q? He's going to get over the wall here. There he goes, over the wall. Bigglebuns running his tiny little Yordle legs off, and actually just barely going to escape with about 20 health.
Wow. That was so very unfortunate. But yeah, Frozen Fire top lane waiting for the perfect time for Zyril to come out of spider form, just unloading completely. There was nothing that that Zyril really could do. I mean, yeah, and that's just the strength of Aurelia right there.
Yeah, again, just despite that, you know, percent damage that Elise does do, just not enough to take out Frozen Fire, who had you know, a fair amount of health and armor already at this point.
Yeah, and the KT Flash just, you know, doing his best to hold Gasty mid, but Gasty is going back. He does have 1100 gold. He's going to be picking up his Bloodthirster right now, I believe. And Yarius walking around. Yep, there's a Bloodthirster for Gasty. Yarius dropping some wards around, getting some vision up. I believe Dragon's going to be up very soon, correct?
Mm-hmm, I think so. And having a look at item choices right now, I'm just having a look at Nerevar, and he's got a Mana Moon.
Yep. Mirror Mana is ridiculous on Jace. It procs on his Q. So, and I think his E.
Oh, Yarius getting caught by Zyril stun bottom lane. Zyril going to go in that super aggressive drive. Bigglebun's just barely making it over the wall. Shooting Tomato Orange away. Zyril's probably going to be able to pick this up. He just needs to get one more. There it is. Zyril doing an excellent job of getting in there and getting all the damage off that he absolutely needed to. Really good. And now it looks like they may just switch around to bottom and try to either take out the turret or set up for Dragon.
Yeah, but Frozen Fire did come mid. He is going to be able to switch. He doesn't have to defend his turret anymore. He's just switching his focus, making sure that his team can be backed up. And Gasty, I don't know if they can really fight him. Oh, Zyril is here, though, and Frozen Fire is in a little bit of danger.
Gasty not quite getting that slow off. They are going to be able to repel in against Zyril just being so abused to Frozen Fire. Actually having to blow Flash to get over the wall. He was a little bit scared there. Doesn't want to try and take on the 2v1.
Yeah, I don't think Frozen Fire is really scared of Gasty as much as he is Zyril. I mean, Zyril, he was able to 1v1 him, but just barely, and Zyril is going to be magic damage, whereas Aurelia really just has armor right now. So he's going to have to build up a little bit of magic resist, I think, if he's going to want to fight Zyril.
Yep, definitely so. And I mean, I think now, EA's got to be a little bit careful. KT Flash already picked up that Morellonomicon, and so both teams sort of hovering around the Dragon Pit area is going to pop very, very soon. I don't actually have the timer on me because I'm a bad caster, but I believe it's coming up pretty darn soon.
Oh, but KT Flash using his ultimate mid just as the Dragon is going to be coming up.
They did not have that time, so that's going to be a little bit like, that's going to cause them a lot of trouble in this team fight. They're definitely going to be behind. I mean, I wouldn't say they're going to lose this team fight for sure, but I mean, a Lux ult in a team fight, properly used on an entire team, that's, one thing you really want to have. So I'm going to see how this goes. Raven Knight just getting ready to try and dive through the wall and steal it when he can.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens.
Coming out. They're just trying to delay. Flash's ultimate is up in about 12 seconds, and the longer that EA stalls, the worse off they're going to be.
Is it really 12 seconds?
Yeah. He's got the Morellos, man.
Lux, man. Just Lux.
Oh, but EA really does not want to commit to this just yet. They want to poke on a bit, but they can't force it right now.
This is like, honestly, this is almost like watching two teams afraid to take a Baron. Oh, there's a stun going down on Frozen Fire. Zyril just barely getting away. Looks so there we go. Raven Knight going in. He's finally getting in there, and actually they're standing on top of the Zyril. Yarius getting attacked from the back. Zyril's going to try and take him out, but gets his out. Tomato Orange landing a fantastic bullet time. There's an ultimate taken out. Wow, absolutely exploding. Nerevar and Messiah barely escaping their life. Tomato Orange is going to go down, though. And actually, almost every single member, every single member of EA did survive that fight. I thought KT Flash was able to take someone out with the Lux ult, but it did not happen.
Zyril and Bigobun's coming in just to finish off KT Flash. Zyrил's going to go over this wall?
Oh, no. Frozen Fire. Oh. I was going to say, is Frozen Fire going to try and, make something big happen?
He wants to.
It's warded.
What is he doing?
Oh, Frozen Fire, you are in trouble, my friend. Who's gonna get the kill? It's gonna be
nobody. It's going to be
Zyril was trying to give the kill to Nerevar, and they actually didn't get the shock blast over their time. So it looks as though Frozen Fire actually might survive. The jukes. Oh, Frozen Fire.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
He lives. But
yeah. Zyril's got to be kicking himself right now. Oh.
That fight just shows you how good the poke disengage from EA is. They were able to just dance around, barely escape. I mean, Gasty had, 150 health, barely, with Frozen Fire chasing him? And it did just so much control coming out from EA's team. That was a really well-executed team fight on their part.
Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with Zyril's sort of knowledge of, where to come in a team fight. He went straight in for the support. He went right on top of Yarius, basically, just almost chunked him down completely and then disengaged as quickly as he could and, switch targets. He was able to almost take out Frozen Fire, choosing to try to give the top laner a kill to put him ahead, but sort of a little bit of an error going on there. But overall, an amazingly played team fight from EA.
Have a drink, Wave.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, but Bigobun's getting jumped on bottom. Oh, Yarius not able to quite land the Glitter Lance. Raven Knight is going to come in, not initiate. Bigobun's having to blow that flash and cleanse. Just so much disengage. I mean, Messiah able to protect Bigobun's really, really well, and I do like that that combination. But now Tomato Orange, Yarius, and Raven Knight going to push on this bottom turret. I'm not sure. Oh, the ultimate Zyra coming down. And Bigobun's wanting to fight on Raven Knight. He's going to just barely back off from Google's team.
Will be enough to hold down the turret for now and sort of allow Gasty to come down and see if, if they were going to stay and be aggressive, Gasty's going to come down and sort of jump around and probably get a triple kill. So there's a ward going down. They are going to see Gasty as he walks past this ward, and so Google's going to know to back off if Gasty would have come down. Yep. So now instead... Yeah, look at this. Again, the ward coverage really, really good from both teams, I got to say. If you'll notice, again, both wards from both teams often in the same place.
Oh man, Frozen Fire actually taking quite a bit of damage from Nerevar, but Buns does have the Infinity Edge. He's going to be doing a lot of damage already. They want to go in on Tomato Orange because Gasty is here. They do know that KT Flash is hanging out in this bush. I'm not sure. They're going to, you know, bait the bait almost.
I think they're just buying time for Raven Knight to come in. I think Raven Knight's actually going to port back. I'm actually kind of surprised that he doesn't want to try and go in and fight this. I guess he's too worried about Tomato Orange being taken out really, really quickly by Gasty.
Yep.
To try and fight this. Instead, we're going to see Zyril push mid and Nerevar push top while bottom lane is stalling out.
Oh, there is that ward sitting there for Google. Gasty doesn't really care. He's just, oh, I'm here, guys. I'm just hanging out. They want to get this bottom tower. EA is doing a really good job of pushing objectives right now, and they want to keep doing that.
Yep, definitely so. I mean, again, it's, you know, almost a split push. It's not, you know, entirely. It's just more like, here, let's, you know, hold them to the bottom lane and pretend they're going to take their bottom turret while, you know, the rest of our team goes and does whatever they want.
Yeah,
so.
And the light binding coming out. If someone gets grabbed by that, if Buns gets hit by that, it's going to be a lot of damage coming out from KT Flash. But it looks like Flash is made back out a little bit. Nope, he is going to stay right here. And Zyril and Nerevar just keeping pushing. Nerevar is actually going to get this top tower.
Yeah, that's actually very, very surprising. Nerevar is probably going to pay for his mistake, though. There it is, Frozen Fire picking up that kill on top of Nerevar, but a tower, I mean, it's probably worth it, a second-tier turret at this point in the game.
Yep, way more map advantage right there, and now that's 5,000 gold lead for EA at 24.5 minutes, and Zyril is going to keep pushing this mid.
Yeah, that's definitely a pretty good lead. I mean, Raven Knight just sort of waiting there. Zyril knows if Raven Knight's going to come in and will definitely be able to get out safely, doing a whole lot of damage with that attack speed boost. And again, Gasty beside Biggleman's just relentlessly not allowing any of KT Flash, Tomato Orange, or Yaris to leave because they know, oh, there's the burst going down on Messiah, but now Bigglebuns is sort of safe to do a whole bunch of damage. The bullet time going down, Gasty jumping in, that's exactly what they were waiting for. They do have the numbers, the damage advantage. Gasty getting light bound on the turret. He's actually going to escape with one turret damage worth of attacks left, and that, I mean, that could not have gone any better for EA.
Yep, and Bigglebuns is just going to hang out and keep pushing this. KT Flash is still quite low, and Bigglebuns does need to be careful because the ultimate is about halfway.
Ooh, the binding hits.
Oh, he just did.
Shield doesn't do any damage.
Oh, Frozen Fire jumping in on Zyril. I'm not sure. Zyril is out of mana. Oh, he maybe. No, he can't even repel to the.
Oh,
the jukes.
The jukes. Repelling off to the left, and so the spider sort of giving away his position. He's going to try to run up through the jungle, and is Nerevar going to be able to get there in time to save his life? We are going to see Zyril. I mean, they don't really have ward coverage right now, so if he didn't walk out right below that minion wave, they actually might not have seen him. So is he going to be able to escape? He is going to escape. Going to live another day. At least pretty slippery spider right now.
Yep, a great juke by Zyril. I was hoping he was going to be able to jump over to the Raves, but they just weren't there, so he had to resort to jumping back towards Google's base. But Frozen Fire, and it looked almost like Raven Knight wasn't quite paying attention because he could have used his ultimate on Zyril walking past, but he just may not have been looking.
Yep, I really like the way EA have played this game so far. They weren't so much relying on their poke so much as just trying to hold the weaker Google to their turret so that the other two stronger members of EA could go and wreak havoc elsewhere on the map. That's exactly what they wanted. Finally, Google taking out their first turret of the game, able to group up mid with their stronger players and just bully it down, and now they're going to rotate to the bottom lane and try to punish Bigglebuns and Messiah.
There's going to be a 5-man gank down by Google, and Messiah and Bigglebuns are in trouble. They just warded. They see this coming.
Oh no, they're getting caught. I was going to say they need to go in the river now. Messiah getting hit by the light binding and the Lucent Singularity, but it's not going to be Gasty jumping in, and they just stalled him out just long enough. An excellent route from Zyra, and now Zyril wants to try to get in the action, but needs to be careful not to walk through that line of Frozen Fire and Raven Knight to get down there.
Yeah, both teams. Oh, Nerevar dropping the ward, but okay.
Landing the stun. Zyril taking a lot of damage, though. Raven Knight getting that out. And there's an amazing ultimate from Tomato Orange, really like landing on 3 people, 4 people. There we go. That's, oh my goodness, there's 3 people dead. And now Bigglebuns having to get out a really great bullet time from Tomato Orange.
Yeah, that was a great lockdown by Frozen Fire onto Zyril, and Bigglebuns was not quite in position. Oh, and the dragon just came back up. Great timing by Google.
Yep, definitely so. And I mean, that Zyril essentially really wanted to be aggressive there and sort of overestimating, you know, the survivability of, you know, and tenacity of Frozen Fire. I mean, again, he's got that CC reduction, so he can land a stun, but Frozen Fire's not going to stay stunned for very long.
Yeah, and that just narrowed the gold lead to just over 2,000. That was just great play by Google, great map awareness. And just great positioning. They're going to get this tower as well. That just completely swings it back into their almost favor. It's almost even once again.
Dare we say turn around?
I won't ever say it like that.
Oh, why you gotta shut me down?
Bigglebun's actually opting. He maxed his explosive shot and then his quick shot. And actually opting for the last Whisper as a second big item. That's quite interesting. He's really looking for that early damage and not quite as much the attack speed.
So, I mean, early damage, yes, but it seems as though, I mean, it's almost contradictory because you want to build that damage, but you're not going to be able to get that much damage out until you've got the attack speed to back it up.
Well,
and he doesn't quite have rapid fire maxed out yet. So, I mean, like, again, like, I don't know. I guess explosive shot was more for the bullying in lane.
Yes, I would have to say it was, especially with the lack of sustain coming out from Google's bot lane. And Bigglebun's just going to take this tower, no problem. He does so much damage.
But now he needs to be real careful. Tomato Orange does have red buff and moves him a lot quicker than Bigglebun's, but he's going to get out okay with that jump.
Yeah, and actually, Tomato Orange getting Bloodthirster and then a last Whisper as well. So a lot of damage just straight up coming out from these AD carries.
Yeah, both of them do have attack speed steroids. I mean, obviously Tristan is a little bit stronger than Misfortunes, but I mean, again, I guess they're just sort of relying on upfront damage rather than the ability to, sort of hang back and, attack as long as they possibly can in a prolonged team fight. I mean, these team fights, obviously, they have not been going on for very long. It's been pretty much, a burst, fight, and whoever's going to die is going to die within the first 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, well, in that last team fight, they're giving pings down onto bot lane and mid. It looks like Google wants to make something happen. They have all 5 members here. They know that Nerevar is top. But in that last team fight, you could see that EA just got caught and bursted down so quickly. They were not able to disengage like they were in that first Dragon fight. And that's really going to be what it comes down to right now.
Yeah, and I mean, again, one of the things to think about is nobody on EA right now has built anything really all that tanky. I mean, we're seeing a Giant's belt now from Zyril, but no one has anything else. I mean, we've got a couple of cloth armors from Gasty. That's about it. Like, there's nothing tanky to speak of at all on EA. So, again, if Google can get in one of those advantageous fights, a longer extended fight where Raven Knight and Frozen Fire can do their magic and let Tomato Orange and KT Flash just sit back, then Google's going to win those fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, both teams just sort of dancing around. They don't really know where they want to make something happen, and no objectives are quite up except Baron and the towers. But, I mean, neither team can really force it right now.
No, I mean, I would think that Google can probably try to push top turret right now. They wouldn't be in danger of losing Baron necessarily, and it's not like bottom lane they would lose a turret because the lane's not exactly pushing, against their favor. And it looks as though that's exactly what's going to happen right now. Frozen Fire is going to try and take out that turret as fast as he can. Then they're going to rotate mid. EA looking as though they're going to take advantage of the fact, knowing that Frozen Fire is up there. The stun landing on Tomato Orange, absolutely getting chunked, having to flash out and blow that cleanse. There's the reactionary bullet time, and is it going to be enough? Gasty getting lightbound. Tomato Orange able to sit back and just auto-attack away. KT Flash trying to get that final spark off. Gasty getting exhausted, and if those auto-attacks doing too much damage, the stun going down to Tomato Orange, it's going to be too little too late. Yari is chasing down Gasty, the double kill for Tomato Orange, and that engage just did not work so well. Frozen Fire flashing over the wall, going to try to get that stun on the Gasty, and there it is. Just needs to get another couple of auto attacks on, but does get rooted, and there we go. Bigglebun's going to try and get away, but once again getting rooted and stunned. The cleanse blown and the flash. Frozen Fire going to try and chase him down, but it's not going to be enough. And an amazing turnaround from Google right now.
Yeah, EA going completely ham on that middle turret, and Bigglebun's was able to come in, but I really don't think that EA should have dove in as hard as they did. I mean, they're playing a poke, disengage, mobility control comp. They don't necessarily want to dive right in onto everyone, especially someone like Misfortune, who they just couldn't catch on, under that turret and swing back around this wall. They just couldn't get onto her, and so much damage coming out from Tomato Orange. Yeah,
Tomato Orange played that absolutely perfectly. The reaction time, able to flash and cleanse as soon as he possibly could, even able to turn around, get that bullet time off thanks to a really, really well placed tanky team coming from, well, pretty much Raven Knight. Frozen Fire hadn't even gotten down there in time, but he was able to turn around, get as much damage off as he could, able to sit back and auto-attack, and, I mean, again, that dive just not working out at all for EA.
Yeah, and Zyril grabbing this blue buff right now, and still 2 towers up in favor of EA, and they do still have that gold advantage as well. So they are still in a comfortable position, but they need to play those team fights just better. That was just so sloppy. BiggleBuns was not able to dive with the rest of the team. He had to stay, kill this tower, and then by the time he was able to get there, both Zyril and Gasty were dead.
Yeah, just a little bit impatient. So, I mean, you know, they're picking this sort of poke comp. They need to be prepared to sit back and look at this. Frozen Fire going to try and flank, going to run in 1v5, going to dodge, and then Raven Knight getting hit by the stun instead. The Shock Blast hitting 4 members of the enemy team. KT Flash sitting back, going to try to get some spells off. The shield going down, but Google's eating up a lot of poke. Gasty getting ulted on. Frozen Fire going in, trying to take out Nerevar. There's just so much chaos going. Nerevar takes out Yari's, the first player to go down. The support, Raven Knight getting ignited, and the shield just barely saving his life. Going to go down now. There's the double kill. Wow, that... And I was going to say, there's deaths on both sides. Frozen Fire is on a rampage. Tomato Orange is so very low. Zyril able to poke him one last time, getting the double kill. Zyril, and that actually ended up being in favor of Frozen Fire, the only one left alive, being the tankiest member of his team. Tried to disrupt EA as much as he possibly could, but it was not enough for the rest of his team to take out the rest of EA.
Yeah, and that right there just shows you how good the team fight and disengage is for... Oh, BiggleBuns.
Oh, Frozen Fire wants to go back in. Zyril needs to be very, very careful. Another couple of those auto attacks. Zyril missing his stun, actually shooting in the wrong direction. Frozen Fire just needs to eat one more auto attack from BiggleBuns, and that's actually going to get taken out by the turret. Frozen Fire survives! Oh my goodness, the ultimate from... That's amazing. The heal from Transcended Blades was enough to keep him alive through a bunch of Tristana auto attacks, and the turret did his work for him.
Yeah, that was a great fight by EA, but unfortunately just completely threw it away right there. Frozen Fire grabbing that double kill, doing a really, really good job. He's got that Zephyr, he's got the Sunfire, he's got the Spirit Visage. He's just so strong right now. He's so tanky, and it's so difficult for EA to actually kill Frozen Fire right now.
Yeah, I mean, like...
on the Baron.
Oh, I was going to say, are they actually going to be able to take that out? Because, I mean, there are quite a few members of EA alive right now. I'm not so sure that they're going to be able to... This might be a... this can't be a bait, because there's only 3 members of them right now. I don't think this is a very good idea from Google.
I don't know. So much damage coming down on Yari's.
Yari's getting caught, needs just another couple autos. There's the ultimate going down on Messiah, and Yari's is going to have to get out of there. There's the speed boost. Gasty going to come in, and this is going to be really, really dangerous. Getting Lightbound. KT Flash going to get a whole bunch of damage. Nerevar in the main action. Tomato Orange actually getting that ult off, and now Nerevar is going to go down. And again, just the positioning, just not so good. Messiah and Gasty just really... All they had to do was stall for the rest of their team to get there. They didn't need to go the whole way diving in, eating a full ult from Tomato Orange. And now they're probably going to lose the Baron because, oh, KT Flash getting caught, and the barrier just barely not enough to save a life. And oh my goodness, BiggleBuns getting able to jump out. They're going to try and do something about this. Raven Knight and Tomato Orange and Frozen Fire, but I don't think they need to go anywhere near them. Frozen Fire is just so strong right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I really don't think Nerevar and Gasty should have gone in. They just need to just wait. They just need to distract long enough for BiggleBuns really to get there, and Zyril as well. Zyril was able to jump back there and take out KT Flash and Yarius. But oh, okay, so EA is going to grab this dragon right now, but they're going to have to deal with a Baroned up Google.
Surprisingly though, I mean, despite the fact that Google has won, you know, some team fights here and there, and the fact that, you know, they just picked up the Baron, they're still behind in gold. 2K, in fact. That's a fair amount, and I mean, it just shows that, like, I think in general it's going to come down to a farm advantage. Looking at Gasty, he's got almost a 50 CS advantage. Top lane Nerevar's got a 20 CS advantage, and I mean, I guess it might be balanced out by the jungle, but again, I think it really just comes down to that's a 50 CS advantage is a lot of gold.
Yeah, it is. It just shows you how well that EA has been doing this entire game, just keeping the control, especially when all those members were down bot lane and getting those towers. They're still up, again, as I said earlier, 2 towers, and Google can't quite push in. They were just barely able to sneak out that Baron.
I gotta say, I was gonna say, actually, before that Baron fight happened, I really like Frozen Fire's build right now. He's basically decided he doesn't need to build very much in damage whatsoever because he's a rally. He's got mixed damage, he's got all sorts of physical magic and true damage on his kit already. He's got a tiny bit of damage in that Zephyr, but he doesn't even need that much damage because up until now, pretty much nobody on EA had much in terms of defense. Now we're finally seeing Gasty's picked up a Randuin, so he's going to be a little bit tanky, but I mean, being an assassin, it's going to sacrifice his ability to deal a whole lot of damage as is. I mean, he does have a more mana, he does have a Bloodthirster, but I mean, you know, he could have something like a Last Whisper and try to burst down Tomato Orange in 2 hits.
Yeah, and BiggleBuns is doing quite a good job right now of in the big team fights, staying in the back, you know, disengaging, especially from Frozen Fire and Raven Knight. He's doing well. He's got the peel from Messiah coming around. So I mean, these team fights, as well as or as long as EA can execute them, are definitely going in their favor. But if those little mistakes like Asti and Nerevar jumping into Baron Pit just too early happen, then you can see that Google is going to come ahead with it.
Yeah, the longer Frozen Fire remains alive in a fight, the harder it's going to be for them to win them, because it's going to be harder for them to disrupt him.
Yeah, and Tomato Orange is landing some really, really good bullet times, as well as KT Flash with the final spark. So just so much AoE damage coming down from the carries.
Yeah, but now we're actually going to see almost, we're going to see the poke sort of in a reverse direction. We were expecting to see EA with the poke, but now instead Google deciding with that Lux and Lulu, they're going to try and poke down the turret. There's a Shock Blast going out. Some counter poke. There's a lot of spells just flying back and forth onto this turret. And I mean, with Baron, I mean, that's pretty much you really want to get into a poking war. That's, I mean, you heal up as you sit there and you siege, and eventually you're going to force the enemy team off the turret, and you're going to be able to take it down.
Yeah, Tomato Orange is actually 2,000 gold ahead of Buns, so the just general misfortune damage is going to be a bit better, I think, for now, as long as he can sit back and get that bullet time. So Buns really is going to have to do his best to catch up and not get poked by KT Flash right there. Oh, but look at the damage coming from Nerevar onto all of Google's team.
Yeah, KT Flash taken down a little bit low, and they sort of don't like the fact that he is that low. Not actually having the Baron buff along with the rest of the team, he did die, so he lost it. So he's not going to heal up naturally. He's just going to have to sort of wait on the aura of Zeke's Herald, I guess. Does it still have HP regen? No, they changed that, right? Ages ago? I barely use Zeke's.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest. But they do see Ghastly top lane now, so we may see a hard engage from Google in their tower. But their members are so low. Look at that plant just wall that Messiah's throwing down. He does not want Google to jump in on this.
Those fire plants to me always look bigger than the other ones.
I was just thinking that.
And like I guess that's just one of those visual things, but like I'm pretty sure they are. Like, I don't know. It always seems to me that they're a lot louder. It's one of those, unseen skin advantage things.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know. I think they do look slightly bigger, but I don't think it really provides that much of an advantage in general. It's just ethical.
Not like that. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those skins. There are some skins that are banned at the LCS.
Yes, there are. That Morgana Blackthorn.
Oh, good gravy.
Oh, good God.
I mean, it looks great, but playing against it,
can't do it.
No.
Get hit by every binding. Anyway.
But I'd get hit by every binding anyway, so that's just me. Anyway, coming down to it, KT Flash actually picking up a Seraph's Embrace. I guess I can't be altogether surprised, because, I mean, whereas she's not going to be necessarily the main damage dealer for her team, and considering, how much diving there has been from Zyril and Ghastly, I guess, having that extra shield is going to be particularly useful.
Yeah, you've got to love the extra shields, but we do see oracles coming down for both teams, so there's going to be a lot of ward clearing, a lot of probably baiting in bushes, like Ravenite and Riarius are just sitting right here in this bush. They want to wait as long as they can, but, I mean, EA is just going to keep clearing these waves. They don't really have any trouble doing it, and the Baron buff is gone for Google, so EA may be looking to engage on this.
Yeah, Buns has actually hit level 18, so now that that increased attack range that Tristan has offered by level going to hit its absolute maximum. Buns actually having a red buff. It looks as though they're actually knowing that Google's out of position. They might try and siege up a turret, but they've got a far way in to go. I think that EA will not be able to get there in time. Google will be able to get back and defend it.
A whole bunch of minions pushing that bottom lane, but I'm not going to do quite enough damage, I don't believe. And yeah, the ward's just being thrown down, but Zyril able to clear that out no problem. So yeah, EA is just going to keep pushing down this turret. This turret is very low, so they want to get this down.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that this is the position that EA really wants to be in right now. They should be sort of sitting at that tower. They really should be poking it down, but I mean, they still seem somewhat hesitant, considering the fact that they have been ahead for the entire game.
Well, they obviously don't know the goal score. They probably feel a bit further behind than they are, just because of how strong Frozen Fire is, and both Buns is a bit behind. So they don't want to really rush into anything. They're being patient, and they really can afford to, because they do have a good tower team, especially with Tristana. So, I mean, there really is no rush right now on EA's part.
Oh, look at what they're doing. I was going to say, it looks like they were going to try and use the acceleration gate to try to sort of pull the bait and switch in between turrets to see if they could get there before Google could react to try and take something out, because, again, Buns is able to attack from really, really far away. So it looks as though they may just try switching back and forth between them. Frozen Fire getting hit by a stun, but it's definitely not going to be enough. He's way too tanky right now, and all those shields just sort of eating up that Leandri's damage.
Yep, and Nerevar just throwing down that acceleration gate so that Zyrul and the rest of his team just get in and out. No worries about, you know, being hard engaged on. They can just jump around, poke, and keep laying down the damage like they really want to. And Biggleman's actually grabbing this red buff really quick, and Google pushing forward. I think EA could actually. They need to disengage off this. Nerevar.
Oh, they got to be real careful. They're going hard, and look at that. That Messiah actually was able to grab that. Frozen Fire being chunked almost half health. Raven are going in on top of Gassy, but Frozen Fire eating way too much damage. Bigglebuns actually goes down. KT Flash is able to take him out, but Frozen Fire sacrifices his life to take it out. Is EA going to be able to clean this up, or is Google without Frozen Fire going to be able to do it? We shall see. Gassy going to try to get in there, getting exhausted, but KT Flash is going to go down here. Tomato Orange, the last one alive. KT Flash actually burning the Zhonya's and might be able to escape in time, getting that shield off. No, Nerevar is able to take him out. That was a triple kill for Nerevar, and Zyrul cleaning it up for the ace for EA.
Yeah, despite Bigglebuns getting killed right off the bat, I mean, they had blown so much. KT Flash used the final spark just on Bigglebuns, and I mean, it's great to kill the carry like that, but you have to remember that Zyrul and Nerevar and Gassy are all very strong still as well. So
yeah, I mean, despite what we've seen in past games, Bigglebuns isn't really the one they need to be scared of right now, despite it being a level 18 Tristana.
Yep.
It's coming down to Zyrul and Nerevar have been absolutely scared. It looks as though they may actually look to attempt to end this. Nerevar eating a lot of turret damage just to protect the minions a little bit, and Zyrul with that speed boost, they actually might be able to take this out right now. Just the two of them. Are they going to be able to do this?
They're definitely going to get both turrets, but Ravenite and Yaris and Frozen Fire are all up. They need to back out. No, they're going to try. They're going to
go for it. This is going to be it. Here we go. 2,000 health, 1900, 18, 17, and here comes Frozen Fire and getting stunned, and those auto attacks. That is going to be enough. Wow, the ballsy play from EA, taking it down 45 minutes into the game, and that is game 1 in favor of EA.
Wow, very well played, and stick around. We'll be right back with game 2.